The King and the Peasant. In today's video we will see the anguish of a man with his fellow man in the search for explanations for a healthy coexistence. A man was disappointed with everyone he knew. He felt betrayed, used and abandoned by those he considered friends. He decided that he no longer wanted to have a relationship with anyone and that it would be better to stay alone so that he would never be hurt again. One day, while walking through a forest, he spotted a small temple in the middle of the trees. Curious, he approached it and saw a wise monk sitting in front of the door, meditating. The man, intrigued, decided to ask the monk, "Excuse me for interrupting your meditation, but I'd like to ask you a question." The monk opened his eyes and replied, "You may ask, my son." The man then said, "How can I identify false people? How do I know who is sincere and who is a liar? How can I avoid being deceived and hurt by people?" The monk smiled and said, "I'll tell you a story that might help you understand this subject better. A long time ago, there was a king who was very kind and generous to his people. He had many advisors, ministers, and courtiers who served and praised him, but he didn't know who were his true friends and who were his false flatterers. One day, he had an idea to test the loyalty of his subjects. He spread the rumor that he was very ill and would soon die. He ordered all his servants and employees to go to the palace to say goodbye to him. When they arrived, the king pretended to be lying on his bed, breathing hard, and asked everyone to him and say a few words. One by one, the subjects went up to the king and said things like, "My lord, you were the best king this kingdom has ever had. You have brought peace, prosperity, and justice to all of us. We are eternally grateful for everything you have done for us." Another said, "My lord, you were like a father to me. You taught me everything I know and gave me many opportunities. I've always been faithful to you and I always will be." And so on. Everyone said beautiful and exciting things to the king, but in fact they were lying. Lying. They just wanted to please the king to win his trust and favor, without really caring about him or his well-being. The king realized this and became very sad, thinking that he had no real friends among his subjects. But then, he saw a simple and humble man entering into the room. He was a peasant who worked in the fields and lived far from the palace. The king recognized the man as someone he had helped once, when he was in difficulties. The peasant approached the king and said, "My lord, I've come here to say goodbye to you. To say goodbye to you. I know you're very ill and may not survive, but I want you to know that I am very sad about this." The king asked, "Why are you sad?" And the peasant replied, "Because I love you very much, my lord. You were the only person who cared about me when I was suffering. You gave me food, clothes, and shelter when I had nothing. You treated me with respect and dignity when everyone despised me. You gave me hope and joy when I only had sadness and despair." The king asked, "Are you sincere?" And the peasant replied, "Yes, my lord, I am sincere. I have nothing to offer you and nothing to ask of you. I've just come here to thank you for everything you've done for me and to tell you that I'm going to miss you very much." The king was very moved by the peasant's words and realized that this man was his true friend. Man was his true friend, the only person who really cared about him. He got up from his bed and hugged the peasant, saying, "My friend, you don't have to say goodbye to me. To say goodbye to me. I'm not dying, I only did it to test the loyalty of my subjects. My subjects. You were the only one who passed the test, who told me the truth and showed love." The king then sent for all his servants and officials who were in the palace and revealed that he was in good health and that the whole thing was a farce. He said, "You have all deceived me and betrayed me. You have told lies and flattered me, without really care about me or my kingdom. You are false. And he had from the palace and the kingdom, saying, From this day on, I don't want to see any of you any more. Of you. You are not worthy of my trust, friendship, grace, or mercy. And so he did, getting rid of all the false people around him and keeping only the peasant, who became his closest and most faithful friend. The monk finished his narrative and said to the man, The teaching is this: false people are those who only want to take advantage of you, who only say what you want to hear, who are only by your side when you have something to give them, who only think of their own interests, who don't care about your feelings, who have no character or values. Real people are those who like you for who you are, who say what they think, who are by your side in any situation, who think about your well-being, who care about your feelings, who have character and values. To identify fake people from real ones, you need to observe their attitudes, words, and intentions. You need to see if they are consistent, honest, and loyal, if they show love, respect, and gratitude. But above all, you need to have self-respect, self-esteem and self-confidence. You need to know who you are, what you want and what you deserve. You need to value and respect yourself. You need to be honest with yourself and with others. Only in this way will you be able to attract into your life and drive away false people. The man was impressed by the monk's wisdom. He thanked him for the story and teaching, saying, Thank you very much for your help, Master. You have opened my eyes and my heart. You've made me see things differently. I realized that I don't need to be alone to avoid getting hurt, I just need to choose the people well with whom I want to have a relationship. The monk replied, You're welcome, my son. The moral of the story is that true friendship is a gift from God that we must value and cultivate. True friendship manifests itself in sincerity, loyalty, respect, and love. It helps us to grow spiritually and to face life's difficulties. It reflects the character of God and the example of Jesus, who called us friends and gave his life for us. A Bible verse that illustrates this moral is, Greater love has no one than this, that someone lay down his life for his friends. John 15:13. If you like videos like this, we encourage your support. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.